Welcome back to the Etc. Podcast. I'm your host Victor, along with my co-host Mark. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing freaking tastic. You know why?
Why?
Because the Eagles are 4-0, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It was 14-0. It's looking ugly. I was out getting some breakfast, and it didn't start off hot, and I was like, damn, I had a feeling that this rain was going to give them a hard time because they had good weather the past couple weeks, and like it's easier to throw and catch and everything. And it was true for a little bit, and then they adjusted, which is good. Usually, I don't know why, but with Philly teams, we like, all right, like this was our only plan.
Whatever we start off with is what we're dealing with the whole time,
and we're gonna ride this out to the very end. And even us watching at home be like, yo, just do this, and they'll fix it. And they don't do it. But for the first time, it was just like, all right, like that's not working. We got to run the ball. And that's what they did and just fucking whoop their ass. And it was our old coach, too.
Oh, yeah.
Which I got no hate for him. Like, he won us our Super Bowl. Like, he really ain't. He just fucked up at the end of his time here where, like, he just basically gave up on the game. And everybody's like, yo, what the fuck is that about? Doing? You don't do that here. Exactly, like, we don't appreciate that shit.
Like, we gave you all the respect, but then when you start fucking with us, it's like, all right, I go.
We paid full price. You play till the clock hits zero, motherfucker.
You don't just say, I do what y'all want.
But, yeah. Shout out Doug Peterson, even though we had to whoop his ass real quick.
Yeah.
And so life's good. How's things for you? How's your weekend?
Oh, it was good. I got into watching a lot of the old cartoon shows we used to watch when we were kids.
Like what?
Like Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Okay.
I started watching Little Courage, Cowardly Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Of course.
Chowder.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already watching it, but, regular show. So I was watching a bunch of those and just, like, watching, like, 2 episodes and then switching to a different one just to, like...
For good old times.
Exactly. Just feel that vibe, But, yeah, those shows, man, I'm telling you. Something about them is just crazy. Like, I ain't realized, like, you just watch Ed, Edd n Eddy and you're just like, bro, these are really just, like, kids. Like, they're supposed to represent like us, but the way they just act and do things, they act like they're almost like grown-ups, the way they just kind of like handle shit, and you're just sitting here like, damn, bro, like these guys are really just kids going every day just doing something different, random, and on top of that just hustling. Like they were always hustling, so it was just kind of like hilarious,
especially Ed, Edd n Eddy. But the one feature that I keep saying is missing, and obviously like I'm sure it's been either brought up or something or whatever it may be, but like I can't do it now because there's too many streaming platforms and shit. But like all these places need is a shuffle.
Yeah.
They just allow you to make playlists and allow you to shuffle like whatever your playlist is. Because if we had like a cartoon playlist of Gumball, Chowder, fucking Flapjack, fucking Adventure Time, and like all those other shows that you think of, like Foster's Home, and then Eddie, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Like if you had all those on shuffle and you just hit the playlist shuffle for like childhood TV shows or like old cartoons that you like, and it would just pick between different shows from that catalog, it'd be sick. Yeah. Or like if you have a playlist for yourself where it's like, oh, like feel like these are my go-tos when I'm in a bad mood and like I just want to feel good or want to laugh. And you just have that playlist with those movies. You hit shuffle and it's like, like I didn't necessarily pick it, but I'm happy that this one came up.
Exactly. Or like because of that, it has like, because it like knows too, like it has like an algorithm where it's like you might not even have like put that in there, but it knows that you might like this, so that way it like shows you. That way you're not like expecting something, so that'd be pretty cool too.
Or like for Christmas, or if you have your go-to Christmas movies, just shuffle that in a little playlist.
Exactly, yeah. That way I don't have to sit there and wait after, and then have to choose, and then you're just sitting there, and then you're probably just like, I don't feel like watching anything anymore, But yeah, like I just been watching those, and there was also a thing because like on HBO Max, that's where like everything Cartoon Network is, and they have like this little thing where it's like just Cartoon Network, and it's like, oh, over the 30 years of like Cartoon Network, and it shows like literally just like clips from all the like different shows like within the last 30 years. So it's showing, like I said, like, Flapjack, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Gumball, Chowder, like Foster's Home. Like they were showing like all those things, and I was just like, damn, bro, like this was like such like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just like a golden moment in just life to just have these kind of cartoons. And I'm just like, bruh.
The golden era of like Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Like it was just
like Teen Titans and.
Bro, it was amazing. Like they were showing some that I was just like not sure of, because they were showing this one show. I think it's like Craig or something. Something like
those are one of the more recent ones. Yeah.
It's like the black kid, and I think it's like they're at camp or something. It's like something like that. But like obviously like at that point I didn't watch it anymore, and again, like we never got into also like Steven Universe. Like
No,
it was like
towards the end. Of,
it was like towards the end. Yeah, that. Yeah, it was like those two really. And then they had like, you know, Teen Titans Go, and I was just like, I was like,
put the original Teen Titans.
I was like, why'd y'all include this in here? Yeah, y'all know this isn't really like the OG.
Throw like Justice League in there and shit.
Exactly, but they had the ones that I saw, like I saw the whole thing. Like I said, they showed everything that I named. The only like two they didn't show was like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and I was just like, wait, what? Because I realized at the end, I was like, wait, I don't remember seeing anything in that. So like they didn't include that, and then they didn't also include like Johnny Bravo, and I was just like, bro, that shit was also like amazing too. I remember now the fucking Japanese version of this.
Oh yeah, we watched that on the
I forgot what that
was.
That's it. But yeah, I was like seeing all of those, and I was like, damn, man. It was just amazing to have like all these shows as a kid, bro. And I was just like thinking, like, bro, during that time, like you would just be at school, and you just like, damn, going home, you just like
walk in
to just like see like what was on TV, like, oh man, but yeah,
it's the shit. Missed that time, but yeah, if Netflix, Hulu, all them, if y'all want to send me like a small check of like $1 million, and then you guys could just take that idea and run with it, I'm cool with it.
True, yeah, I wouldn't care.
HBO Max low-key got like some like the Cartoon Network heaters. Because they got like, they also have like the old superhero shit too in there. And Disney Plus has some too, where it's just like the old Spider-Mans and all those other older shits.
Yeah, that was another thing I was watching too. It was like the old like Batman series, like the animated series. And I was like, yeah, this is tough, you know, just to get the old nostalgia of it.
One thing I'm learning, I mean, I feel like it's kind of common knowledge, even though it's kind of changing right now, that like DC shows, animated shows are way better than the movies, even though DC has been coming out with some better movies in the past recent years. Like I'll give them that. But then I've seen clips on like my Instagram, like reels or whatever, of like, you know, fucking Starfire and like Nightwing and shit. Like they all mad horny, bro. Like they just be kissing and humping and.
Bro, there was this one genre
innuendos out the
Nightwing,
ass,
I think, or it was like Nightwing, yeah, something like that. And it was fucking Harley Quinn, basically about it to just.
He bagged and shit. Yeah, and then Batman walks in and is just like, bro. Like,
and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? Bro, I was like, yo, I can't believe that was something on TV, man. I'm like, I guess I missed that episode because I don't remember that.
Harley Quinn still has like a new show running right now. And then like, I guess they all kind of agreed that this just for a more mature audience at this point.
No, yeah, I believe
so yeah. It is what it is, and it seems good, like whatever.
No, yeah, I feel like they definitely should. We talked about that, like to have certain shows that like we loved as kids, but like kind of make them more mature, just to kind of like because like we understand like it was during that age where it was for kids, but you got to understand like that's not your audience anymore. Or the idea of it is, but you got to understand the audience you were going for grew up. So like,
and some of the things that like caught on as kids isn't catching on as much, I guess I feel like, because TV is not as big of a deal anymore. Because like, I'm sure, I mean, our parents are a little different, or I guess in a sense, or some parents are, where like a lot of people learn about Star Wars or like superheroes like maybe from their parents because they watched it growing up, and then we learned it and we picked it up and keep watching it. But I feel like our kids aren't gonna give a fuck about some of this stuff unless we like push really, that on them.
Yeah.
So like in the past with other shit like that, like Superman has been around from comics and all that shit up until now, and like, you know, from somebody's dad or uncle passes on, or mom or aunt or whatever passes on to like their kid, and shit keeps going. But right now, like you said, like with superheroes, like it's like, all right, some of these guys that really care about the shit, they're older, so just cater to that. And then we talked about a while ago where like Bratz dolls, they kind of done the same thing where like obviously it started off as like a children's toy, but now they made a TikTok account on social media, and it's like more like tailored towards like 20-year-old women, the ones that used to have Bratz dolls when they were kids, and it's just more of a more mature thing. So it's like that makes more sense because obviously like today, if you ask a kid what kind of toy they want, they don't give a fuck about a Bratz doll. No. You're lucky if they ask for a Barbie doll.
True.
But like Bratz is kind of like, it's all right, at this point it's just meant for the most part, like little kids of color. Because I feel like I don't think Bratz were like a white people thing.
No, yeah, they had a bunch of different like, you know, skin colors and stuff like that. But I'd also think like the reason for it also being like that, not just like with Bratz, but like in general, just like how TV shows are, is like, I think, again, in the shows, like, because I'm thinking about it now, like, they do make obviously the new revamped stuff like, you know, Teen Titans Go, where it
Yeah,
seems like it's more kiddish.
and they still got little jokes in there, but
They got little jokes in there. But I'm also realizing that I think what they're just not doing, or they realize they can't do, is make shows like how the original Teen Titans are, or stuff like, even like stuff like Ed and Eddie or Flapjack, where it's like almost of like a series, if that makes sense. Although I know like it would be weird to say like something like Flapjack and it is like a series, but like it seemed like as if like when you were going and like watching the show, you felt like no matter what, every episode might have been different, but you felt like it was like taking you through the whole like show. Like it didn't feel like it was like
continuity almost, where it's just like it's leading towards a common goal or some shit. Like it's not like Family Guy where it's like every episode's. You can watch it at any. You can watch season 12 and go back to season 2 and then go to 5 and then go to 3. Like doesn't really matter. Some
little like hidden stuff like the chicken that like shows up randomly, but like that's very like, you know, random. But again, just like that, where it's I feel like and I feel like they don't come like like networks don't want to make that anymore because they know kids won't understand or be into it because they know, I guess, their attention span wouldn't be stuck on it for as long. Whereas we were, it was like watching it, we were like always like expecting or wanting to see the new episode. Like you only get like 1 episode or 2 episodes a week, and you'd be like, God damn, bro, the whole week. Like you'd be excited to come home and like that day to see something come out next. But now it's like they don't care, so they'll put more like kiddish stuff just to like get their attention and just be like, oh, that's cool. And then on top of that, then they make like toys and stuff for them. Like, you know, like I'm thinking more of like Paw Patrol, like, you know, like that type of shit. Like they'll do that, or even like put like a superhero version of that where they look super cartoony and like, I don't know. And they're just like, oh yeah, that's what we'll just do for them.
Yeah. It's also like kind of like the access you kind of have now. Cause back then it was like, think about like Disney shows and shit. Or like that's where I remember mostly in like some of the cartoons where it's just like, oh, like we know that fucking Hannah Montana comes on Fridays, 8 p.m. You have to be there.
Exactly.
If not, you're gonna miss the episode for that week. And you gotta either stay up till like 3 in the morning to do the rerun of it, or you gotta catch it at some random time.
I remember that shit, bro. The reruns would come on so late, and I'd be like, wait, what the hell? But yeah, you had to make sure you watch it because if not, then you were going to be the square one out the next day of school and everybody's like, oh my God. And you're just like, damn.
Or if a movie was premiering, New High School Musical pops out.
Facts.
You didn't get to pull that shit up on Netflix. It was like, all right, I'm watching it. I'm going to go to the bathroom. It's back on. Right. And you got to fucking hurdle over the couch, slide under the dinner table.
Oh my God. Yo.
And go and watch it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Nothing like that feeling, bro.
And then if it was like, oh, we're doing a marathon, it's like you really got to catch that shit on time. If not, it's going to fuck up. Now it's just like, oh, if you miss an episode, it's going to immediately be on Hulu or some shit the next day.
Yeah. It's nothing like hard to really catch it. And that's why I feel like, you know, they know like there's not really a care for it. That's why I feel like when it comes to like these, like I said, these series, they know it's not in it. There's no reason because kids are not going to be that interested into it.
And now a lot of times it's not on a weekly basis anymore. It's just like, oh, like October 12th, the entirety of season 5 is dropping and you get to finish it in 24 hours if you want to. And people do it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, especially with like the animes that we watch, like now fucking My Hero's back. It's like us on a weekly basis. And I know it kind of sucks you have to wait, but there's also an anticipation. It's like, oh, fuck, like I got to wait a week.
I think the issue is that we're older now. So we're just like, bro, we don't feel like waiting, you know? Because when we were younger, we were like, fine. But again, it's that, I guess because when we're older, we've been through the idea, like you said, where everything just drops at once. If that was never a thing, we would still be like super hyped to wait for the new episode. Yeah. And I was like that when Demon Slayer was like,
Demon Slayer.
I was just like, bro, I can't wait. I got annoyed when the episode that came out though was like super ass, and they just talked for like the longevity of the whole episode. But again, like that was the whole point of just being excited to wait.
Yeah. Especially earlier this year, I was watching Attack on Titan on a weekly basis, Euphoria, and Demon Slayer. So it was just like, all right, that build up of like, I got to watch this new episode this week, which makes it more fun for me though. So I like that. I've never been crazy on like, oh, new season of Stranger Things comes out. When it first came out, and I'm going to watch this whole season that took a year and a half to make. I'm going to watch it in 2 days.
No, yeah.
Like, that's kind of wild to me.
Nah. Like the only ones I'll probably get pretty like watch a good amount is just like, again, like a lot of the Star Wars shows that came out, the live action ones, like they only come out with like 7 episodes at most, like probably even 10. And I'm like, bro, that's cool. Like it's just amazing because even like some Marvel shows were like that, where you know, they only put like 10 episodes, and you're just like, bro, like, how are you gonna tell a whole story in 10 episodes? But you'd be surprised, like, bro,
How
those stories be so amazing.
if you efficiently like plan it out, you can do it, and you pace it well, it can be done.
It's so good. I'm like to this day, I would still say Loki was probably one of the best like Marvel shows that I think came out. And then pretty soon they're gonna like the next season's coming out. But I'm like, bro, like through it all, I was just like, wow, like 10 episodes, like you really put a whole story into this, and I like enjoyed every second of it. I wasn't sitting there like, oh, this episode was like irrelevant. I didn't care. Like, no, like 10 episodes, you were like, yo, every episode we're gonna make sure something's important here. You actually are like paying attention the whole time. Like, that's what I like. But
it's a quality over quantity type of thing, because that goes even beyond shows and shit. It was like, even with like an album, it's like,
oh yeah,
do you want a 20-track Drake album where you like 5 of the songs, or would you rather have like a 10-track or less album where like you're gonna like 9 or 8 out of the 10 songs, and then you feel like, oh, I can listen to this in one shot and every single song is a hit. But when you sing, or like you think about like, I always think about Chris Brown albums. I don't know if you've looked at them lately, but they'll be like 45 songs long.
Yeah.
And I'll like maybe one. And it's like, damn.
A shame, bro.
Like, he's the only person I can think of is like, oh, I'm doing a double-sided 40-track album. It's like, all right, but like, you're making these songs for YouTube dancers. You ever see those YouTube studios? They be doing dances and shit, and they all have like a group, and like, yo, like they make that shit look hot because they could dance their ass off. Yeah. But like, we're talking about radio hits, like none of these are gonna make it except for maybe one, which he's still good at making. If he made fucking, what's this, No Games, the song with Drake? Yeah. If he made 10 of those and put out an album, people would be like, holy shit, like Chris Brown's back. But he keeps doing this random shit where it's like, I'm gonna drop a 2-hour album and you're gonna hate every and you're gonna hate every song on here.
You might like one, but I'm gonna put that in the middle. So the beginning and the end, you're just gonna hate it all.
Yeah. And even with like a show, like you said, like Loki, it was like, even if it's short, but if it effectively does a story where it's like you're enjoying it, even when it's over, it's like, damn, like I want more. So it gives you something to look forward to, but you're also satisfied with what's in front of you.
Yeah, because I remember I watched a good amount of it, and I was watching it with my brother and my mom. But at that time, it still didn't finish yet. And we never ended up finishing watching the last 2 episodes. And I just never ended up watching it. And eventually, my girl ended up watching it, and she finished it. And it just got me thinking, I'm like, damn, I never finished it. And I went back, and I just watched the last 2 episodes, and I was just like, man, like what the, like those last 2 episodes that you watched on Loki, bro, I was just like, wow, like I could not believe like this is just a show. Like I was just like, man, this is like a masterpiece. But yeah, as far as like just having those old cartoons, bro, like it was just something of like an era, like I said. Like I just can't believe. And then like also I remember in my head, because that's what I'm saying, like watching these, like so many things just unlocked. I was just like, wow. Like I remember like they would also make like games, like computer games, like the Cartoon Network site. You would go and you're just like, I remember Fast Home for Imaginary Friends had a game, and I was just like, yo, like all that shit was just so amazing. Like it didn't just feel like it was a show, like they incorporated it into like everything, and I was like, wow, like this is awesome.
I have another, I feel bad giving these ideas out to them for free. But fuck it, like I'm not gonna do anything with them. So if y'all gonna do something, then fuck it.
Just don't fuck it up.
They should, yeah, because like I've seen recently that Netflix is trying really hard to implement games onto their platform.
Have I seen that? I feel like I might.
They like bought a game studio. I don't know if they're trying to include it into Netflix, like the platform, or if it's just like they also make games in the App Store. But it'd be dope if like Disney Plus or like HBO, since they have Cartoon Network, to bring back those games and just put it on that platform, and you maybe could just play off your phone or something. Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe figure out some other way to do it for like included. Don't try to do some other shit.
Pay an extra $15 to get the premium.
Like if you want to draw people in or keep your platform, because Netflix is losing a lot of people, like do something like that where it's like, oh, for nostalgia's sake, like those old games.
Yeah, because like I'm just thinking like this, like you tell people they got to pay more, like all those people that were excited are just turned off now even more. And not to mention like those people that you wanted to come to your, you know, service or whatever to play that are all of us. And if we all are just turned off by it, no one's gonna play because the new kids aren't gonna really want to play because they're not gonna understand it. So really, you just lost it. So there was no point of making that. So like to make sure it's included, I feel like is really important.
I'm like, who the hell? What is this game where I'm stacking sandwiches on a plate? Like,
Facts.
I don't want to play this.
See,
if they made those
where's
games
that from?
if they made those games in the App Store for free, I'll play them.
Facts.
I'll
Yeah.
just be dragging my finger trying to catch little tomatoes and lettuce
Yeah,
and
bro.
cheese slices and
So I'm saying
whatever
remember
else.
That I remember the Sweet Life is Zach and Cody John.
There was in the little cart.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to remember shit from like the Cartoon Networks. I remember the Foster's Home from Any Friends, but I'm trying to remember like I don't know, maybe like Ed and Eddie had one. I'm pretty sure. Like,
You remember the Avatar, John?
what exactly happened?
You got to make your own like Avatar character with shit, and you would like fight people like with bending and
I
shit.
feel like
It was like mad slow paced, but it was just like, oh, you get to change your hair. You could give yourself the Zuko scar or whatever,
yeah,
and you would just like airbend or
that's it. I
Earthbend
feel
or
like I
whatever.
most likely did try it. I just didn't remember played that much. But yeah, like I said, like all those games, bro. I was like, man, like this shit was so cool. Need to bring it back, bro.
for sure. I did pottery this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Pretty decent. A little difficult, to be honest. It was like a class type of thing where like they had instructors help us out, and they kind of, for the most part, kind of did a lot of the fixing and the work and stuff to kind of get the finished product. But like I got the handle of it. It's definitely something you have to do like frequently to get comfortable with. Like
Can't just go in first time and just expect something to come out like
I mean,
a masterpiece.
100%. Like it's not something you could pick up right off the bat. But I feel like not even taking classes. Like if you want it to be a hobby, you need to like own some of the shit or have access to a place where you can do it like a couple times a week or something. Cause like me taking a class every other month, I'm just gonna forget and I'm gonna be starting from scratch.
Yeah.
But it is fun though. It's like a little messy, but I was, you're able to have some fun with it. I made a fucking mug. It's a big ass mug. I'm gonna be real with you. It looks like a flower pot almost. Like it's like this big with a handle. I'm so
That's that
serious.
shit from like the Viking era.
I'm gonna show you a picture.
Just put some beer in there. It's funny that you mentioned that because that whole thing of like going back like a month later, you're gonna forget. That's how I felt with like this has nothing really to do with pottery, but like using chopsticks because again, like I never knew how to use chopsticks, and I would always be told whenever we would go to a place that had chopsticks, oh, you just gotta do this, and I'm like, all right, cool. But then we don't eat Chinese food for like another like who knows when. And if we get like takeout, we don't got chopsticks at home. So it's only when we go out. And if we ever go out, that's like once in a blue to eat Chinese food. So then I go back and I'm like, where's the forks? It ain't that big, but it's a good size for sure.
Do a couple things.
But yeah. I'm like, eventually, like I gotta like constantly go out to get the hang of it, to use chopsticks, unless you have them at home,
Yeah.
But
I had not gonna lie, I had an experience like that on Friday too, where I went to Ryaki and like I
that's so crazy. I just went. What was it Saturday?
Okay, yeah, I went on Friday, and there's one like 5 minutes from my house, so like
Okay.
yeah, so I went in there and like I got like ramen for once, and I was just like, damn, it's been a minute, but I ate it though. I ate the whole thing.
I ate mine too. I got the spicy miso.
You ever had the bao buns?
No,
You gotta try it next time you go.
I tried the what was it? You went for G. It was an appetizer, John.
Gyoza.
Yeah, I had that, and then
It's
we
like
got
dumplings.
yeah dumplings. There you go. I forgot the word. I got those, and then we got the fries.
The Ryaki fries, those are good.
Yeah.
But you gotta try the bao buns. It's like a little bread, and like it's either pork, chicken, or shrimp. I get the pork. I think I like that. But they give you like a little barbecue and like a little mayo and stuff.
Nice,
It's good.
nice,
It's good
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that shit was just so good, and I love like the egg they got in there. Oh my god, bro, that shit was the best part. I literally left because they gave two in the bowl, and I was like, I specifically left one the last thing to eat, bro, because it was so good.
Yeah, it's fire though. I like Ryaki. Good stuff. But yeah, I did pottery. It was cool. It was like a little new experience. But yeah, it's definitely not something like you could. It's funny to see because we're like a lot of people were fucking up where it's just like, oh, like you're trying to mold it into something like a pot or something. Oh, like you went too thin here, so we got to fix it or whatever. And the way that like we would be trying to just make a shape, and they'd be like, all right, like let me fix it. They'll like destroy it, make it from scratch, do everything, like get you back to where you tried to get to so
That's
quickly.
crazy.
We're just like, all right, hold on 1 second. It's like, oh, just do that. And just, all right, you gotta, and then that's it. But like, it's decent. I feel like it's definitely a different hobby, but I could, like, if I had my own space and like I had the urge to, I feel like I would. Or if I got like, I feel like for me, I always picture this when I get older, since I like to do a lot of different shit. I feel like I'll get to a point where like I kind of run out of shit. And I will get to that point where I'm old. Like if I'm old and staying home all day, like what's stopping me from getting a pottery wheel and just being the cool old head that's just doing pottery on his porch or something?
Exactly. You sell that, John, or just have a collection, make some like crazy shit, you know?
That's what, like that. I mean, obviously, maybe we'll see when we get there, but I don't understand how like old people be having hella time and don't be wanting to do stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, some people just be
bored
like,
or tired, or I don't know what.
Yeah, some people just be really tired or just have like you know, health issues, you know, can't do certain shit. So that's understandable.
But that's even more so because it's like, one, I mean, you're just doing it for fun. Like you retired and shit. If you don't not working and you just chilling at the crib, like, or maybe you got bad legs, like you could do like it's just your hands, or if your hands are fucked up, like whatever, you can still do it to. It's not for a living. Like you just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
So like, how are you not old and like retired in the house just chilling, and you not Bob Ross? Like that would be me every day, bro. Like
honestly, bro, for one person I know, my girl, bro, I think honestly she could be a Bob Ross, bro. Like she is so good at drawing, but she swears she's not, bro. She makes pictures, and I'm just like, bro, what are you? Because the main point of this story is when we went to Painting with a Twist, and I don't paint. And she says she doesn't paint either. But like when we were doing like the whole thing, she was like perfectly getting the hang of it. Just, you know, whatever they said, she was doing it. She understood how to blend all this. Bro, I'm fighting for my life on my side, trying to understand what the fuck is going on my side, how I can't get the shit to blend the way I want it to blend, all this shit. I'm like literally frustrated. And I'm frustrated not because like, you know, I just want it to come out good.
Yeah, of course.
Like I'm there for a reason. Like I don't want to be there, and then turns out that the shit's ass. And not to mention we were doing like a couples painting, so it's like it all went together. So I had a canvas, she had a canvas, so like it will have to like come together to look good. And I ain't gonna have her side look all like amazing, and then my shit's like ass. So I was
like, oh, this is so nice. Did you draw this with your son? It's
like, bro, like, so I'm like getting frustrated, and she's just like, don't get frustrated. I'm just like, bro, I can't, bro. Like, I want to make sure my shit is good. I hate when shit's just like ass, you know? So I be trying my ass off. But again, like her, like if ever like, and again, in old age, she's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, bro, just paint or something. Paint or draw, because bro, she be making like little characters, all this shit. I'm just like, bro, how are you say you're not good? Like,
yeah. I hope I keep that same energy to like keep hobbies and shit, because I'll have the most time to. Like right now, it's like I'm trying to like build my life and shit. I want to be an adult and like buy a house someday and like, you know, just have my life together for when I have kids or whatever the fuck. Like I can't just do that all day, even though I want to. But like when I get to a point where I can, I will want to. And it's just like with painting though, it's like it's one of those things that it can translate from a lot of other stuff when you think about it for real. Because obviously painting like or coloring or whatever the fuck with blending all that shit, like there's so many other aspects where you can do that type of thing. And like I realized that like even you think about like when girls do makeup, like their lines and like they just be doing that shit all the time low key. It's not painting on canvas, but you're still doing certain things with blending and you learn how to do that shit. So I feel like that easily translates to other stuff. Me, when I do like thumbnails and shit, I learned a lot of that for like the YouTube stuff, where it's like I've learned a lot of weird color tricks where it's like it just applies really well. Like the way that certain colors cancel each other out. Like it's just really weird, like how a lot of stuff translates. Because even when we doing thumbnails, like you know how we did those headshots in the other room over there, and there's a lot of green screen colors in there, and it bounces off our skin. Now I learned how to like, oh, like if I use magenta paint brush on the fucking Photoshop, like it cancels out. It's like a lot of weird little shit that I feel like art transfers really well from like different aspects. This is not what we intended to talk about at all. But we just went with it.
Just kind of went with it, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, like you said, like it depends on certain things you just do in your life, or like what you were used to either when you were young, and it's just things you just are constantly like doing to day to day, you know. It's just a constant reminder, and you just pick up on shit easily.
Yeah. Because and I was talking about this with somebody the other day too, where you even think about like maybe like video games. Whereas like like for us, that shit is, we could pick up any controller in any game and it'll be like second nature to it. It's like walking.
True. And then there'd be people who
never held the control, and they're like, "Oh, what do you mean I have to walk with the left stick and look with the right?" And they're just like running into shit, and like, but to us it's just whatever. Like it's.
I guess I can understand that.
It's like breathing to us. Like we don't really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, especially when you've done it for so long. You know, it's been something since childhood. You know?
And that same coordination and stuff that comes with it can go into sports or whatever the fuck else that you do.
Yeah.
Or it's like even when we did Dance Dance Revolution and people were like, "Bro, what the fuck? Like, why are y'all so in sync with this shit?" It's just like I don't know. Like when you just been doing the same hobby for so long.
Yeah, certain things just connect, and you're just like, oh, okay, timing like this is like timing with this, and you just kind of connect it. Yeah. Well, yeah. Shit.
So a lot of shit translates. It's like being an athlete almost. Like where you think about like, if you a track star and you could run really well, you'll probably be really good on like on a football field or soccer or.
Yeah, you just know that you have like, I guess, a lot of stamina and just energy to do like other stuff. So even if it's like doing exercises, like, you know, doing pull-ups or something, like you just built that a lot from, you know, running track. So you can do a lot more, you know, it's just little things.
Yeah. So it all makes sense in a way when you think about it.
Yeah, I just suck at drawing. I'm just ass.
You know what it is? You got to flex your creative muscles more, Mark. Cause I be trying to tell, I'm like, yo, I remember years ago, I'm like, yo, like play Minecraft, bro. You're like, I'm not creative. I'm like, bro, you have to flex that muscle though. Like you gotta like go and like repeatedly use it. Cause now you don't have that access anymore.
I don't see, like, you say that, and I, to a little degree, I say that's true, but at the same time, I don't, because, bro, even when we were in like school, like children in middle school, bro, like, I'll just be trying to sit there. I'll have a blank piece of paper, and I'll just be like, it'll be one of those points where you just don't do anything. You just sitting at your desk, just whatever. I'll literally be sitting there with a piece of paper trying to make shit, and then I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck did I draw? Like, shit would make no sense, bro. Like, that's what I mean to say when I really say, like, I don't know, when it comes to drawing or just being like creative and thinking something like that, I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Like, even when I'll see like a step-to-step process on like how to make a face or something, like, oh, you just do that.
Those never work for me.
Do like little, like, you know how they'd be like that, then they're like, oh, erase these things. And I'll try, that shit just would never work. I'm just like, I don't understand this. Like,
I used to buy mad art books like when we were younger, like how like to do, because I really wanted to know how to draw on like a crazy ass scale.
Yeah.
And they would do like, oh, like draw circles, cross, circle, erase. And that never worked for me. But when I would just draw just to draw, this shit would come out dope. When I was in like Temple in school, and like a lot of times I would show up to class just for attendance, because a lot of times they would just read off a slide deck. And I'd be like, I'm just gonna go home and teach myself this anyway, because you don't care about your job. So I'm just like drawing in my copybook, and I would have the craziest drawings in there just from being bored. But yeah, so it's just, you gotta keep doing the shit. Find what works for you, whether it's cooking or the Thursday videos or Minecraft. Or I don't know how you don't like that game, bro. Like there's so much stuff you could do. I plan to play Minecraft with my kids, bro. Good, like on all seriousness, like I will enjoy it.
Hey man, have fun.
Because I always like play it and then kind of feel like, oh, like I need a break from this. But whenever I get that itch to play, I can legit like sit there for hours and just walk around. But the thing is,
I feel like I am that way with certain games too. Think about Destiny, bro. The amount of hours,
that's not creative.
But the amount of hours I put into that game, because I constantly just had that urge to just want to like be in that universe, to just kind of like be immersed into. That's the shit that I love so much. But the idea of Minecraft, I just feel like there's no objective, so it doesn't intrigue my interest.
But that's the creativity. You have to make your own. That's where creativity comes.
Oh man, see, it's just, that's the thing.
Where you just start off with nothing and you get your materials and you're like, I'm gonna build a house and I'm gonna deck this shit out like it's MTV Cribs.
Now I feel like I did. I don't think it was Minecraft. It might have been something else. But there has been, I feel like, certain games where I've probably like on my phone or something like that, like mobile games, where you actually just kind of like build off of something and just build. Like, I've had like games like that. But
Minecraft Pocket Edition?
No. I remember that though. I do remember that. I think I actually downloaded that at one point too. And I think it was from the one time I was at like Ricky's house and I played like Minecraft over there. And I was playing for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I was just like, I can't do this, guys, anymore. I just can't. But yeah, like some mobile games that have like, you know, build your own kind of like place or whatever. Like, I feel like I've had that before. But again, like it just gets to the point where I'm just like, I don't feel like going back to it anymore. I'm just like, it's whatever. I don't know. Other things just come out and I'm just like, oh, that shit just seems like it intrigues me more, and I just kind of forget about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, that's all. That's my suggestion to you. Just flex your creative muscles.
Right, man, I hope I can find something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whether it's cooking or painting or drawing, music. I don't know. But it helps. It helps. It definitely helps.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But we out of time here, so we're gonna start wrapping this up. Mark, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram, ETC Marky Mark, Twitter, Marky Mark as well. Victor, where can they find you, and etc.
Find me everywhere at ETC Victor, and etc. is at real etc. The email is real.etc@gmail.com. Would you do a Thursday video series of us playing Minecraft?
I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't know what you're expecting from me if I've been playing it.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, that's it for everything. Thank you guys. We just hit 600 subscribers and 200,000 views on our channel. There's a lot of dope. I want to make a push for 1,000, a hard push for 1,000. See if we could do it. Maybe by the end of the year. That's a lot to ask.
It is.
But y'all could do it. So we putting ourselves out there. We getting views. So if we get to 1,000 in the next couple months or so, it'd be amazing. But we're gonna keep trying, keep pushing out stuff. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye.